Oh man, Eeli Tolvanen just went out there and did that. You know, the Vancouver Canucks had themselves a preseason game, that in which I think most of us in the lower mainland were not able to watch. There were a few external streams floating around on social media where Canucks fans were like, oh, watch the game here, and you end up watching the Root Sports Seattle Kraken stream or whatever it is. Like, there were a few things going around there, but for the most part, this was an inaccessible game for most of Vancouver. And I'm going to go out there and say that I don't really think it was one that was worth watching. Now, I'm going to be honest. I did not watch most of this game. I told y'all in the last video for the Canucks post-game review that I was preoccupied with other plans. I met somebody very nice today and spent some time with them. So I was not able to sit down at home at 7 p.m. PST, whenever this game was, and watch the full thing. But by the time I did start watching it, partway through the third period, when it was 1-1, Conor Garland had scored for Vancouver, and the Kraken were kind of rolling their fists and getting ready to strike further. This is when I started watching, and this is when I realized, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, the Canucks had themselves a defense core that consisted of the goaltender Thatcher Demko. Okay, he's there. You had Filip Hronek and Ian Cole, two defenders that I thought were pretty good additions for the Canucks in the past year, playing together, and they looked all right. But aside from that, the Vancouver Canucks had, 10 shots when I started watching the game? And then throughout the rest of the third period, they got 11 shots in total? Like, this team had nothing going for them offensively, and the small glimpses of hope that they did have in the offensive zone were either fumbled away by guys like JT Miller just completely losing sight of the puck in the crease, or the chances were compromised by Brock Boeser on the boards, who is not able to corral the puck properly, and eventually it gets pinned up on the wall and the Kraken steal and go the other way. This Thomas Drance tweet went out there and pretty much summed up this entire game, at least from the perspective in which I was watching it, because I only watched the last parts of the game. This preseason game exists in two universes. The game when the Canucks have the Hronek and Cole pair on the ice and the run of play is about even, and the game in all other minutes in which Vancouver never has the puck. The Conor Garland goal, just in case y'all were wondering, was a pretty nice one. It's a cross crease where Garland, coming down the left side, takes the puck, drags it, shoots it, and scores it. Very nice one to tie everything up 1-0. It's Pia Sutar with the assist, so good on him for getting on the board as a Vancouver Canuck for the first time. But the other two goals to win the game 3-1 in the third period were kind of crazy. It was Eeli Tolvanen both times who is able to beat Thatcher Demko on the power play, because the Vancouver Canucks, hey, surprise, surprise, they can't clear the puck out of their own zone. And then the 3-1 goal with a few minutes to go in the third period was a very nice cross crease, wherein the Canucks just completely lose sight of their assignment. They clog up the blue line, they lose track of whom they're supposed to be checking, and eventually the Kraken just take it. Few cross creases in there, it's Tolvanen who pots it in, and that's the game, 3-1. And, you know, I could try to dissect a game where I only saw, like, the last 15, 12 minutes of it, but I don't really want to do that. Nobody even saw this game. Like, there was no reason to go out there and talk about this because we didn't have it available to us. But I guess that could be part of the charm because, hey, a good chunk of this fan base was not able to participate in the active watching of this game, so maybe we need somebody to talk about it. But just looking at the numbers, looking at the box score, looking at the shots, I mean, the Vancouver Canucks, in 60 minutes worth of play against the Seattle Kraken, mustered up 17 shots. Okay, that's great. Great. Yeah, I mean, they had most of those shots in, like, the last few minutes of the game, but just seeing the Kraken get up to 28 shots and having the shot clock be the way it was, when I started watching the game, the Canucks were at 10 shots in the last few minutes already. It was really bad. And sure, you could look at this lineup and say that a bunch of the guys aren't going to be on the main team, but there were a few main top six forwards on this squad tonight. Garland, Boeser, Miller, Beauvillier, Dakota Joshua, Podkolzin. You had a bunch of guys who actually are going to be NHL players, just not really doing all too much. Like, sure, you could tell the difference when JT Miller is moving the puck in the middle versus when Max Sasson is doing the same thing. There's a big difference, and when you watch them play, you could see it. It's just, at the end of the day, the Canucks did not get too many shots. They could not solve Joey Daccord, who played 20 minutes. They got 1 goal by Grubauer, who played 40 minutes, but then again, Grubauer only had to make 9 saves. Like, jeez, dude, this team. Preseason, doesn't matter, right? Who cares? It's a fine game. At the end of the day, though, the Vancouver Canucks are having their first home preseason game. I think it's on Saturday. So if all us Canucks fans are wanting to see this team actually do well, then maybe that is the day to see them do it. Against Seattle? Probably not. Pretty lackluster showcase and only 1 goal. Against the Oilers the other night? Okay, they lost 2-1. But still, they didn't get much offense to go by Stuart Skinner. In fact, they looked a little bit okay in that game. Like, I definitely don't think that was a game indicative of how bad they are. The Calgary game, on the other hand, yeah, complete throwaway. Don't even think about that one. 10-0? Like, nah, we can forget that one. But the real showcase starts Saturday. And I hope y'all are able to believe it when it does get to that point, because I mean, look, these first 3 preseason games, all losses, 2 in regulation, one of which was a 2-goal loss, the other one was a terrible 10-goal loss, and then the overtime loss against McDavid. Like, I don't want to say that this is going to be how the regular season goes, because we have not seen a regular team ice itself up just yet. But man, I'm starting to get a tad worried. I don't know about you. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me and my irrationality come into play here, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Canucks and the Seattle Kraken. How the Kraken were able to hold and control Vancouver to just 11 shots in like the first 54 minutes of gameplay. This team in Vancouver could not get the puck on goal, but at the end of the day, it's Eeli Tolvanen who is able to break the walls down, score 2 goals, and enforce just how much of a steal he was that the Kraken were able to get him out of Nashville. This is a player that we've all been super excited to see, and in the Kraken system, he has been playing well. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a Canucks fan, how did you watch this game, first and foremost? Are you like my folks, wherein we just got ourselves a stream, somebody tweeted it out, you know, we saw it, clicked it, and it was there? Or if you're in the Kraken area, then hey, did you just check out the Root Sports on your television screen? I personally was not able to watch most of this game because, as I said, I was on a date, so very happy to experience the things that I did today. But of course, coming home to some Vancouver hockey wherein the team is not really doing much and not scoring anything, yeah, that kind of sucks. But either way, thoughts in the comment section below about this game. Vancouver versus Seattle. It's a 3-1 Kraken win. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.